Well, howdy folks. Hey, thanks for joining. Hey, I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to do a installation how-to, and as you can see, I'm sitting in my boat. Unfortunately, I'm not at the lake. I wish I was sitting in my boat at the lake. Something I've been wanting to do for a while was install a remote drain plug. So I bought me this right here. It is the Flow-Rite remote drain plug because I'm getting older. And as I mentioned in other videos, my knees don't work well. And I have to get under that big motor back there to put in and take out my old drain plug. I thought I would try to put one of these in. There's not much out there on the installation of these things. There's some on some boats that already have the right size drain hole that this will fit into. They just take a couple screws out, pop this in, blah, 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 it's all done. If you have the old drain plug, it's probably not going to be a big enough opening, so you're going to have to make that bigger. I found one video on YouTube that was showing that, and it was a little bit helpful. It's very scary. I really don't want to do this because I don't want to mess my boat up, but I really want this plug in there so that I can remotely from up front here put the plug in or take the plug out. So we're going to get started. I'm probably going to back this boat up into the grass. I'm in my driveway right now, and I don't want to crawl around on this concrete. Plus, I have a dog that needs to be with people, and he can't come out here, but he can be in the backyard. So I'll probably back up there just to help him out, and it'll be a softer place for me to lay down and work on this thing. So I'll get started here and show you what I got. So the Flow-Rite remote drain plug that I got, the cable was actually a little bit too short, but it kind of worked out. I needed to replace the cable for my live well, and thinking about a place to put this switch for the drain plug, I decided to use the short cable for my live well and mount it back here. So for my live well, I got that part there to open it or close it. Yeah, I know. I didn't want the drain plug switch there because if I had someone on the boat with me, like a grandson, you know how grandsons are, I didn't want him to say, hey, what's this, and turn it and open that drain plug. So I mounted the live well switch there, and it used to be down here. So I'm going to put the drain plug switch there. I ordered me a longer cable that'll reach from here to around to the back. I already have my fish tape through there. I left it in the other day, so I'm going to pull this cable through. So just a little tidbit, if you're pulling a cable through your gunnel, I think that's what that's called, that goes back there, it's best to start from up front here and pull the end back that does not have the connector on it. See this cable, it has this connector on it, and if you start in the back, this is the end that needs to come up here that connects to the switch. So this is big, bulky, it gets hung up on stuff in there. So go ahead and run your fish tape through from the back, and then you can pull through with this end that just has the wire on it, and you don't have as much to get hung up on stuff. I also recommend not using a string because you do have to turn the corner, and that string can get caught in places that this probably won't. That's just from my experience. You can try it if you want. Maybe you have good luck with it, but this is how I'm going to do it. As you can see, this Flow-Rite comes with the switch, the drain. It says drain plug right on there. The plug itself, this is the housing for it. This is what goes in the back of the boat. This is what is too big to fit where my old plug is. And then the plug is actually this that hooks to the cable. It'll come out or go in and plug. The cable will push that back out. I can't do it one-handed. All right, so down here at the back of the boat, obviously, here's my drain plug hole right there. This piece will not quite fit in there. So I did see someone take something and kind of round that out because there is a lip there. So once you get past that point, it should fit. This is scary for me because I mean, I know this can be fixed and replaced, but I just don't want to have to fix it or replace it. And I think once I get that off, this will be fine. It'll go right up in there. I'll have it sealed up good. It's got screw holes to screw it on. It's got a rubber gasket. So I'm going to get my Dremel set up and we'll see about getting that cleaned out. Now, I wasn't real sure what to use, so I have my Dremel. I'm going to try this sanding stone first, and we'll see what happens. I got the camera set up as good as I can. You probably won't be able to see that exactly, but I'll try to show you as we go along. So turn this on and see what happens. So I don't know if I got it. I'm gonna lightly tap this, see if I got it thin enough to move it. And I don't. Yeah, maybe. So now I know there's probably someone out there thinking, you idiot, they make a tool for that. I don't have it. Well, I have made progress, so I'm just going to keep grinding. Just keep on grinding away.
Two hours later.
No turning back now. I'm trying to do this so I don't tear the fiberglass up, because that's what I don't want to have to worry about. But knowing me, I'm good at tearing stuff up. I don't know if that pushes in or out. Never done this before. Now the easiest way to do this is to take it to someone else and have them do it. I can't always do that. This boat's a 1992, and I've actually called some shops, and they've actually said, oh, we don't work on anything older than a, you know, whatever year, 94 or 98 or whatever. So you can't always find someone to work on them. I don't know if you get down close to some lakes, there's always some good old boys that work on them somewhere. Okay, so that is turning now. It should come out of there or in. It goes in. Okay, cool. We're in. So now, see there, that fits right in there now. Okay, that's how you get the plug out. Now I moved the boat to the backyard here so I'd be in the grass, but also so the dog could be with me. It got too hot. He's inside. He's been in the air condition. So I'm out here. It's kind of sunny out here, but as you can see, the shade is coming over. In about 30 minutes, this whole thing will be shaded. I can't even touch my seats right now. So I will be right back after the shade gets over the rest of the boat. I'll show you what I got so far though while I'm here. So here's the piece I took out. I don't know if thinning that out helped. I'd like to think it did, just because I went through all the trouble of doing it. But I don't know if it helped, but might be able to do that without doing any grinding on it. But get that piece out that came out of the inside. As you saw, I pushed it through, and that's all that is. I will be back here in just well, it's going to seem like a split second to you, but about a half hour. So it's been about a half hour. As you can see, the shade has made it all the way across the boat. And look who else decided to come out. Hey, Sonny. Yeah, he'll sit in the shade. So what I'm going to do next, as I mentioned, I already have my fish tape pulled through there. It's right here. So I'm going to tape my cable to the end of that and go ahead and pull my cable through. Because before you mount anything in there, you're going to want to get that cable through there, because getting down way down there that you can't even see to hook everything up would be ridiculous. So I'm going to hook as much as I can up out there and then just shove it in and screw the thing on and be done. It might be that way in the directions. I don't know. I don't read directions. Okay, so as you can see, my dog thinks I want to play. So A little pro tip, when you get old, and you know you gotta be laying down on the ground, like I'm doing right now, it's hard to get back up, make sure you plan ahead and bring everything down here with you that you need on the first trip so you don't have to get back up and get stuff. So for this trip, I got my parts for the plug, all those. I got some rubbing alcohol because I don't have any denatured alcohol or whatever, just to clean the boat good for the silicone. I've got some silicone. This is Gorilla, 100% clear marine grade. It says marine right on it. So I got that. Let's see. Oh, and in case of emergency, I brought the instructions. So I got the cable run through, as you can see. Oh no, dang it. I forgot my drill. I got to drill holes for that piece to screw to the boat. Dadgummit. Well, I'm going to have to get up and get it, but I'm going to wait until I get to that part because I'm kind of comfortable down here. I'm going to start putting this together. And as I mentioned, if you do as much down here in the back, because you don't want to mess with it inside, it's just hard to reach in there. I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't do. I'm going to get the instructions because I want this to be right. I don't want to take any chance. So number one, remove the existing drain plug. Duh. Pick a spot for the actuator, drill the holes for the actuator. Not worried about that, I already got all that. Run the cable, run it out the drain. Number 6, so I can skip to number 6. Slide the cable through the gasket and plug housing body as shown. This is the plug housing body. This is the gasket. The gasket will go on the cable first, and then the housing body will go on. That gasket can go right on that housing body, like that. All right, so I did that. Position the nub area of the cable jacket into the plug housing body as shown and attach the housing cover with the remaining 2 screws. Oh, wait a minute, I missed one. Oh, I got to slide the cable through the gasket and plug housing body. You have to keep reading. I didn't know that. I don't ever look at directions. You got to read the whole paragraph. Carefully lay the Z bend of the control cable into the Z groove molded into the body. Secure the plug cap with 2 screws G. What are the G screws? I'm assuming it's got to be these little dudes. And of course it's opposite of the way I need it. And of course I didn't bring a Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to go get the drill bits and a Phillips screwdriver, and I'll be right back. I have to put this in here, and I wish it was turned the other way, but it's not. But what they're talking about is this has a little Z groove in it there, and that's for this part. If you can see that, the Z part of the cable. So it's got to go right in there. It's got to go together. You'll see it. If you put this in, you'll see it. Find the little bitty screws. Now, these are little screws, so you're probably going to need a number 1 screwdriver or smaller. Make sure those are snug. Do not over tighten. It says plastic. It does feel really durable, but it is plastic. So if you over tighten, you're screwed. Pun intended. So that's in there good. Okay, got it? All right, so the next step, you have to position the nub area. That's this area of the cable right here. Where'd my housing go? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's gotta go on there before that goes on there. Take it back apart. I didn't even realize that fell off of there or came off or I took it off. I'm gonna have to watch the video, see if I took it off. I probably took it off. Probably when I was cleaning it. That's okay. I didn't want this to get done too soon. Put the screw in. Did I mention don't over tighten the screws? I think I did. Just snug. All you need is snug. So there's no slip in the cable. You don't have to be Hercules putting the screws in. The directions did say to do this out here, not inside. You wouldn't be able to do this in there at all. So that wasn't a brilliant idea. That was part of the whole job. Now we can do the nub area. It goes right in here in this nub area. And there is a spot for it that will fit right in there. Then this piece goes over that. There is a certain way it goes. You can see it's molded a certain way, and it will go on just like that. And then you have two more of these screws, little bitty suckers. They go in there and hold that one on. Have you ever forgotten to put the plug in your boat if you've had a boat? I did one time. Fortunately, it was my 16-foot John boat. I backed it in, got it off the trailer, tied it to some branches on the bank, pulled the truck up. When I got back to the boat, I looked and it was the back end of the boat was all the way in the water. And it was half full of water. I didn't know what to do, but I just backed my truck up, hooked a rope to it on the front handle, and I just drug that thing up the ramp, let it drain, and then put the plug in and went fishing. If I did it on this boat, of course, this one has a bilge pump. I guess I could have, turned that on, but still, I don't know if it would have kept up. Maybe it would have. There has to be no slip between the drain housing and drain cap. So as you can see, that moves smoothly in between. I think that's what it means. And this doesn't slip at all. So we should be good. I'm just going to double check these pretty tight. Secure with the appropriate stainless steel mounting hardware. Self-tapping screws are provided for most fiberglass installation, and machine screws, nuts, and washers are provided for aluminum. These black ones are for the actuator up front, so those are not self-drilling at all. So I'm going to pre-drill. So I guess with this gasket, they're not saying anything about silicone. I'm assuming this gasket is good enough. Worst case scenario, I have to get back down here, pull those screws out, put some silicone behind it, put it back on. Not a big deal. I'm going to try it with just the gasket. Make sure the gasket's lined up. I'm going to finish those off by hand. I don't want to strip that out in the fiberglass, so I'm going to make sure it's snug. With this one, definitely don't use an impact to run those all the way in. You could definitely ruin your fiberglass or just strip that out, and then you're really going to have problems. So I can feel that gasket compressing, which means we should be good enough. Okay, I'm going to go turn it and see if it pulls that in. Did it go in? It did. It went all the way in. Cool. So as you can see, here's the actuator that I put in. In, that means the plug is in and its hold should hold. And then you do have to, it kind of pops out, so that's cool. So you know it's out, and then it catches right there, and that's, I'm assuming, where the rubber seal washer is. And you just push it like that, and you're in. I really hope it doesn't leak. We shall see. Hey, I don't know if this video would help you or not, But if you were planning on doing this, I hope that you got something out of it and that it might be of a good help to you. Like I said, I had a hard time finding videos for this particular installation. Some of the others already had the 1-inch hole. They just pulled one out, put another one in, and we're ready to go. But couldn't really find much on removing the old piece, and I was afraid to do it. I don't like drilling into my boat, especially the fiberglass. I know it's an old boat, but you know, I really like it, and I like doing improvements on it like this. So hopefully that helped you. If it did, give me a thumbs up. If it didn't, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I appreciate it. Hey, I pray that God blesses you, and I hope you have a great day.